Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Krispy Kreme donuts. Is there anyone on the planet that is not a fan of that place? It's amazing how just a simple donut, a simple glazed donut can taste so good. And you can watch them go through the conveyor belt system in there, which kind of makes me really happy. Oh my gosh. That's good. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. You want a little? You want some residue? It's the Daily Woo. Finger looking good. I think that's another company slogan. One of the first things on the agenda today, getting my phone fixed. The cracks in my cell phone are really starting to affect the quality of the video because the cracks are starting to meld into the front-facing camera, so I'm gonna try to get it fixed today. I'm hoping that place does the trick. Not exactly an expenditure I wanted to spend, but because I do videos on my phone every single day, it needs to be fixed. Okay, going in. And I think my shoe's untied. Okay, an hour later, the phone is fixed. I am $250 poorer. No cracks anywhere on there, and there is now a protective tempered glass, which should help. It looks like there's an old dinner show equestrian center up here at the top of the hill that's abandoned. Yeah, definitely not in use anymore. There's the Golden Horse. Right there, that's the Golden Horse. I was pretty excited about the Golden Horse. Little did I realize there are lots of them back here, including some over here, that do not even have their heads. You've heard of the Headless Horseman, but have you ever heard of a headless horse? Looks like some of the signage here, and here's a little buggy, like an Amish buggy. That's pretty cool.
Hey, you punk, get away from my buggy. Hey, come back here.
No, no! So we had this really great idea where David was going to yell and scream at me like he was the property owner. And your acting skills of being a very upset property owner are not up to par. Don't break character. Stay in character. Don't laugh.
Too late.
There's a big cross up on the hill there. And check this out. Gas here, $1.79. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, the views out here are pretty awesome. Look at those mountains. And nestled at the foothills, of course, consumerism at its finest. Dollar General. Oh, look at that. Horse rides. Off the beaten path a little bit, going through the mountains. Lots of greenery.
Wow.
I need to get me one of those.
Style.
This tree has been carved into a seat, and I'm not sure what kind of animal this was supposed to be carved into. In fact, I'm a little stumped. I think that stump joke might be running its course. Gets a little rough down that way. I'm gonna try something I haven't had in years, a pimento cheese sandwich, and I got this here called Dr. Enough. When I think of pimento cheese, I think of Mississippi, my grandmother making pimento cheese sandwiches. I have not had one of these in a long time. It's definitely not gonna be as good as my grandma used to make, but it's pretty good. I also got some salt and pepper chips made by Uncle Ray. And don't you guys think you're gonna get any of them? Come on, I want some right there. No, they're not for you. Yeah, come on, Uncle Ray here. Heading up the mountain to a little place called Cades Cove. Look at this deer. Just chilling, this deer right here. Adam the Woo's Wild Kingdom. We are now entering a one-lane road for 11 miles. It's going to be like this. The Scenic Loop, they are calling it. Should we continue on this way? Just shake your head nay. I ruined that joke. I meant to say shake your head yay or nay, but I screwed it up. It's definitely beautiful through here. Look at this. The sun beaming through the trees. Look at this. Now that is what I'm talking about. It's beautiful. There's even a church building out here. They call this a primitive church. There's no doors on the front of the church. It's kind of like an open air church. On a side note, these are the worst things I've ever eaten.
Young girls, you come up here in the front. Watch, you see how big that claw is? It's huge, isn't it? Very, very, very careful, all right? Grab that one and hold it up really, really high. What is this?
Mountain lion.
Mountain lion? Why? What gives it away that it's a mountain lion? The long tail, exactly. That's the big distinguishing factor between a bobcat and a mountain lion is this right here. Look how big the tail is.
Am I the only person out here disturbed by what is happening right now? He's holding up animal carnage and children are holding it. Look at the moss and the algae growing on that wheel. Kind of gives it a little cool ambiance. If you look down in there, you can see the wheel spinning around inside this old mill. You got your kernels of corn, and then you have crushed up corn, which is corn meal, and then we have wheat, and then we have the crushed up version, which is wheat flour. There's an old wagon here off to the side. These old buildings, old farm buildings, are really cool. This house was built in 1879, and it's the first house that was built out here at Cades Cove. And I believe the name of this house is Aunt Becky's house. I guess that's the lady's name who lived here. Her name was Becky. Making some beans.
Beans about ready. They pick these up every once in a while and put that towards the park.
Oh, the change that's thrown in there?
Yeah.
Is there change in there? Oh yeah, there's like rusted out pennies in the bottom of it. Looks like they've been there for a while. It's a pretty good imitation of a wild hog. That's slightly terrifying, man. It's an old blacksmith shop inside there.
So it's okay if I put this around your neck? Okay. So we put them around the bear's neck. This is something you can remember. You can like, I got to put a bear collar around my neck. Exactly. Thanks, Dave. Hey, high five.
Little stuffed animal park ranger. And lots of animals. Little raccoon. You were saying this was your grandfather's old cabin, right?
Yeah, my granddad lived here for a time.
I'm not sure how stable the ground is, but pretty cool second floor up here.
Wow.
So you know what room your aunt was born in the house?
I really couldn't tell you.
It is still pretty cool though. You gotta wonder like what this area up here was. This is a room, but was this like a storage area inside this door?
I really couldn't tell you. The door is awesome though.
Yeah. You can just imagine your grandpa sitting right here on this porch.
Absolutely.
Just hanging out in a rocking chair right there. Kind of cool to think about. The coolest part for me about Cades Cove are the views. Like just look at these mountains and the clouds and the flowers. I got this really cool time lapse. And I didn't really think that anything was moving. It wasn't very windy, but looking back on this time lapse, you could say it's even slightly, moderately majestic, wouldn't you say?
Majestic.
Indeed. There's an arrow on the side of this bridge that says, "Hey you," and some other lettering. What do you think the rest of that says? It was a sign at one point. There's an old tram. I wonder what theme park that was used at one time. Pretty cool. Man, that's old school. Years ago, this whole property used to be a miniature golf course that was themed around bunnies, and it had an underground tunnels that went underneath here. I did a video about 3 years ago, but since then a lot of it has been removed, but there still are some remnants out here. I'm guessing they filled all this in with dirt. There were like some underground tunnels, like a little haunted house area. The haunted bunny miniature golf. I'm honestly really surprised that there's anything left here. And I'm not making this up. The reason the place closed is because someone broke in and slaughtered a bunch of live bunnies right here on this property. Creepy, right? You ever heard the song Rocky Top, Tennessee? It's a famous country song, and it was written right there at that hotel, the Gatlinburg Inn. It has been sung by quite a few different singers, and the state of Tennessee made it their state song, and it's played at a lot of University of Tennessee football games. I'm sure you've heard it. And a married couple who worked here at the inn were the ones who wrote it. These keychains are awesome. Look, it's Daisy's Jeep and Boss Hogg's car. They got some really cool stuff in here. And if you need a Halloween costume, there's plenty of time to decide if you want to wear either one of these. And check this out. This is a prop from the Boar's Nest. It's a napkin holder. That was the bar and restaurant that Daisy worked at. Look at that. That's amazing. Of course, this car needs no introduction. But I am super excited about the fact that they have the door from Uncle Jesse's house in Covington, Georgia, where the first 5 episodes were filmed. The house burned down years ago, but they have the door. I kind of wonder if the sign was used in any of the episodes as well. Looks pretty vintage. I'm finally trying this drink. Everyone says it's good, so giving it a shot. Have yourself a little squirt. It's not bad.